Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, my name is Zekia. So in this video, I'm going to review 5 journal articles related to my research problem, which is about students' perception of using Medium, the online reading and writing platform, to improve their reading comprehension. I have all 5 articles open here on my laptop, so I will be referring to them as I go. Okay, for each article, I will cover 4 things: the title and author, the method of data collection, the main findings, and how each article compares to my research problem. Alright, let's get into it. So the first article, this one is titled Students' Perception of Digital Text Reading, a case study at the English Department of Universitas Kristen Indonesia, written by Manalu and published in the Journal of English Teaching in 2019. For the data collection, Manalu used a mixed method approach. He distributed an online questionnaire through a Google Form to 65 university students in Indonesia. And also, he did some interviews to get deeper responses from their participants. The main findings show that students had positive perception toward reading digital text. They felt motivated and interested, and they believed that both digital and print reading could help improve their reading comprehension. Now, comparing this to my research, this article is really relevant because both studies are about how students feel about digital reading, and both are set in an Indonesian university context. The difference is that Manalu look at digital text in general, while my research focuses specifically on Medium as a platform. So mine is a bit more specific in that sense. Moving on to the second article, this one is by Oo and Habek, published in 2024 in a Scopus Index journal called Helion. The title is The Effect of Reading Strategy Used on Online Reading Comprehension. For the method, they conducted a large-scale online survey involving over 4,000 lower secondary school students in Hungary. They looked at 3 types of online reading strategies: global, problem-solving, and support strategies, and used structural equation modeling to analyze the result. The main finding was that problem-solving strategies had the biggest positive impact on reading comprehension. Students who actively try to work through difficult parts of a text tend to comprehend better. They also found that students' attitudes towards their native language influence how they use reading strategies. Comparing this to my research, both studies deal with online reading and its connection to comprehension, which is exactly what my study is about. And the difference is that this study involved younger students learning in their first language in Hungary, while my research is with EFA university student in Indonesia using a specific platform, Medium. Alright, the third article, this one is by Saifatu and colleagues, published in 2023 in a Sintatu journal called Educasia. The title is EFA Students' Perception of Digital Extensive Reading Program in Junior High School Level. For data collection, they use questionnaires and semi-structured interviews with junior high school EFA students who participated in a digital extensive reading program. The findings show that students had positive perception overall. They said they felt happy, excited, and engaged with the digital reading activities. They like the variety of reading materials, the pictures, and the ability to translate words directly on the platform. Some weaknesses were also mentioned, like internet connection issues and occasional distractions. So comparing this to my research, both studies explore how EFA students feel about using digital platform for reading, which is very similar to my focus. The main difference is the level of education. This study involved a junior high school student, while my research is at the university level. Also, Medium provides a longer and more complex authentic text, so the reading experience is quite different from what junior high school students typically use. Okay, number 4, this one is by Angia and Habek, published in 2025 in Scientific Reports, which is a Scopus Index journal. The title is the efficacy of online extensive reading among university students and the relationship between effective variables and English reading comprehension. For the method, they use a quasi-experimental design with around 350 university students divided into experimental group and a control group. Data were collected through reading comprehension tests, both pre-test and post-test, and online survey measuring effective variables like self-efficacy and reading motivation. The findings show that students in the experimental group scored significantly higher in reading comprehension than those in the control group. They also found that reading self-efficacy, basically how students feel about their reading, was a strong predictor of motivation to read. This article is particularly relevant to my research because it specifically involves university students using an online reading platform. which is very close to my own context. It also shows that online reading program can genuinely improve comprehension, which support the premise of my study. The difference is that I use a formal experimental design with test scores, while my research focuses on students' perception and experiences with medium through a more descriptive approach. And the fifth and final articles, this one is by Rojabi, published in 2021 in VELES, Voices of English Language Education Society, which is a Sintatu accredited journal. The title is EFL Learners' Perception on Schoology Use in the Reading Class. Okay, just a quick note, Schoology is a digital learning platform similar to a Google Classroom where teachers share reading materials and activities with students online. Okay, for data collection, Rojabi used questionnaires and semi-structured interviews with EFL university students in Indonesia, looking at things like ease of use, usefulness, engagement, and overall satisfaction with the platform. The findings show that students had positive perception of using Schoology in their reading class. They appreciated the flexibility of accessing materials anytime and anywhere and found the interactive features like quizzes and discussion forums helpful and engaging. Some students did mention challenges with internet access and getting used to the platform at first. Comparing this to my research, this article is actually the closest in terms of focus. Both studies look at how Indonesian EFL university students perceive using a specific digital platform in a reading context. The key difference is the platform itself. Schoology is a structured academic tool used by teachers to organize course content, while Medium is an open real-world platform where people freely write and share articles on all kinds of topics. This makes the reading experience on Medium feel more authentic, which could lead to different perception from students, and that is exactly what my research aimed to explore. So those are the 5 articles I have reviewed today. To wrap up, all 5 studies show that students generally have positive perception toward the reading platform, and that these platforms have the potential to improve reading motivation and comprehension. My research on Medium contributes something new to this conversation because Medium as a reading platform hasn't been widely studied in the EFL context yet. So I believe it will be a meaningful addition to the existing literature. Thank you for watching and I hope this review was helpful. See you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.